good? It's your girl Monty Streams coming through with a Good Vibes the Show episode. We got Kashley in the building.
Yeah, looks good. Good vibes in here.
Good vibes for sure. So I could give you an introduction and stuff like that, but you do so many things. I don't want to miss nothing.
I mean, I like to hear what people, what their introductions are too, because like it's whatever I was doing around you. It's not really like what I'm gonna tell you what I did. That doesn't matter.
Damn, what were you doing? I know you're A&R for Blue Rock.
Correct.
And then I've also seen you just like doing everything under the sun, doing camera stuff, assisting people, putting shows and all kinds of stuff together, hosting, drumming, curating. I seen you do a lot of different things, honestly. So
I feel that. I mean, I try to consider myself as an octopus. You have to be like, like water, like being able to like just move around and do all kinds of shit. I'm sorry, I don't know if you're cussing on here, but yeah, do all kinds of shit.
It's good vibes.
Yeah, so. I'm trying to, I'm trying to live as a creative and be comfortable like every day. So I just, whatever needs to be done or whatever, is around, I'm gonna pick it up. And so, yeah.
Well rounded.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Germany.
Germany?
Yes.
All right. Tell us about that a little bit. That's a very random spot to be born in.
Very random. My dad was in the military and they moved out there. My mom is from Mexico and, she just went with him and, that's where they ended up. So,
and then you were raised out there your whole childhood?
I was living there for like a year, more than likely.
Okay, so you weren't there too long?
Yeah, from my mental timeline, like a year.
Okay, and then you came, where'd you go after that?
I came out here to Cali.
Okay, so you're pretty much raised out here, but born in Germany?
Correct. So, we moved around, like I lived in Texas, but
okay.
I didn't really have anywhere that felt like home. Yeah.
Got you. So as far as like your young background, so your dad was in the military. What did your mom do?
She just was like a homemaker.
Got you.
Yeah, she's a stay-at-home mom. So
what got you into like the music and film and all of that type of stuff? Like, did it start young, or how did you like did you always kind of have like you were intrigued by it from a young age?
So at a young age, I was always trying to like do different things on the computer. I had like a Macintosh and I wanted to get on the internet like at an early age, like 5, 6, like I knew about those things. And I just remember always being able to edit things and being able to like use Paint and utilize like any software on there, like Word, and it just grew into like I'm ghetto using it to create creative stuff, you know what I mean? And like it was janky, but it got out, it produced everything that it needed to produce. And after a while I was doing that for businesses, and I just got into like chat rooms, and I was like doing like bar for bar freestyles in chat rooms, like hip hop.
You was freestyling too?
I was. And
wait, you got a verse?
I don't have a verse. I retired.
Say, I'm done.
I retired. No, but it was like, but I know that I came across a lot of like, good people on there, like that I'm pretty sure they use the same names as, their personas now. And yeah, it's a real tight-knit community. And I realized a lot of that culture during that time.
Why are you hating on this?
Nah, you're all right. I had to do the pause for you, respect it. No, but I just realized that culture, and I was like, always a little bit more understanding with like what was said in songs and things like that, and like underlying bars and things like that. Like I kind of know like different meanings for things. a little more so than the next girl, I guess, like, would expect.
So, fast forward, so what, was that all the way up until like high school or after high school?
Yeah, all the way up until high school, for sure. For sure.
So then after high school, did you like go to school, or did you like start getting out there? Like, how did you get into it more?
I kind of like put that down, you know, like kind of that stuff. I was trying to like just get bigger transactions, get money, and I didn't really focus on like creative stuff, and I was doing it as a hobby, or like if somebody that I knew had a business or like a service, I kind of like just did it for them, you know. I didn't do it like for money, I just did it for them, and it grew into, you know, a different way for me. But I went to college, and I was already in college like by the time I graduated. Like, I didn't graduate, so I'm not one of the like, you know, I got a high school diploma, I don't got that shit. But you
got your Kanye on.
I just said fuck it, I'm still in college, so what the fuck, what were they gonna stop me from going to college? I'm still in here. Like, it was my second year. And
so you didn't finish high school, but you went to college.
I was still in college, yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I was in my second year. So I went through the transfer curriculum, and I went to you know, like a university, and then I put myself through like Cal Arts.
Got you.
I went through like this. I know it's pretty pricey or whatever, but I took like this graphic design specialization, and it was really dope. I knew about that school because my cousin went there, and she was telling me about like her instructors. They're like Moana, the creator of Moana, and things like that. So
oh wow,
yeah,
so they did like a lot of, it
was like really hands-on. It sounded like super creative and super fun, so I just wanted to see that, you know. I wanted to get a touch of that. And
got you. So how did the art side and everything, and like words, transition into you like get into the music and film and everything like that? I
mean, like when you're creating things, you're realizing that like, okay, they're all kind of like the same program, and so I can make videos too. Like I could edit this too, and so you kind of just like move around on your computer. And I had a lot of time on my hands because I didn't have, you know, like a job or anything like that, so I just did that. And if somebody needed something, I found out how to like get that done. And so it put me in a lot of like circles and a lot of rooms with creatives that were doing things like that. And so it kind of like meshed the stuff I already, you know, the culture I already was involved with my creative side. So later on down the line, like I've been like just living for a living for like, I want to say like 7 to 10 years. And I kind of like know what I can and can't do for somebody, and if I can't do it, or if I know what kind of time frame it'll take for me to create or output something like that, I know how to go outsource. Gotcha. And what kind of person will be able to get that job done, you know. So that's how like the arts came into it. Like I'm just creative in that way. Like I know how to analyze things and get it done. So
before going into Blue Rock, how did you meet Dame?
So being a creative,
you can even introduce that whole, so she works like, you know, very closely with Dame Dash.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out Dame.
That's how I met you. Yeah. That's how I met you.
Shout out Nicolette.
Shout out Nicolette. Shout out Dame.
L Boogie. Shout out the whole crew.
Shout out Cozy Corner. Everybody tune in every Friday on the Cozy Corner. After 8:30ish, we don't have a set time. We just vibe out. We do a couple songs. I'm on the drums because nobody be there, but you came along with your, like I said, your room service cart. That shit, you need to make that shit.
I literally was thinking about that.
I'm telling you, let me make the graphic for that.
Music video or like a concept album or something like that.
Let me make the fucking cover art or the logo for that. I got the bombest idea.
I used to work at a hotel. I used to work at the W too.
Look at you.
Front desk stuff, but
we can create the most fire fucking visual for that. Damn. But yeah, that all right, so being a creative, I wanted a way people could pay me. So I made a company basically, like, I already knew, like, if you want to make a business name, you just go over to the county clerk and you pay $50 and you buy a name, right? You register a name, you make sure that it's not used, and then you buy the name. And then you take that to the city and they give you the business license and things like that. The process could be different in some cities and things like that, but for the most part, that's, you know, I skipped that because I went like 5 times, you know, for 5 different things. I made this new business and I wanted that to be like, okay, this is it. This is my marketing company. This is what I'm going to push. It's called Ad Pushers. And I'm just going to make it like, you know, like some urban, professional, creative, like thug shit. Like, this is what you get. This is what you get when you see me, and I'm gonna create this shit. Yes. And so I, you know, had a process of how I was like getting different companies, and along that way, like Dame, I saw Poppington, and I was like, oh, that's Dame Dash. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see about that. And you know, I went in, they had a job posting for social media, and I want to say assistant. So I met Raquel. She kind of like gave me like, you know, an interview, their version of like an interview meeting type of thing. And we, you know, they gave me their scope of what they needed, their pain points and things like that. And I did my best to, you know, just hit all those spots for them. And it just turned into like, okay, I realized that everybody on this team is doing whatever needs to be done, you know, to get whatever is on hand right now. Like, it's one thing today and different tomorrow. So I jumped in and I haven't looked back because they're my team.
That's one of the things that I've learned, honestly, from being around. It just like motivated me in the sense of like, I was like, wow, like nobody is just like, oh, I only wear one hat. Everybody is like even at the show, it's like, there's no drummer. I'm like, Dame. Like,
hey, Dame went up there first, and he
didn't hesitate or nothing.
You know what though? That's what he does, and that's what he voices to us. Like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm 50, so if I can get up there and do that shit and rock out like that, everybody else should feel like they could do the same thing. And I love that about him, because it's like he went from the drums to the guitar to the mic. Like, he didn't care, you know. And I'm sure he would have got on that violin, you know. So definitely, but it's also disrespectful for you to jump on. Like, just give me that.
It's a very delicate instrument, you know. I had a dream that happened though. Like,
really?
That night, I kid you not, I had a dream.
Hey, pay attention to the dream.
And I tried not to be mad because I'm like, I don't just let people touch it. But I just can't. I went to the bathroom. I came back. Dame was like just playing my violin. I had a dream that same night that happened. It's hilarious if you say
I respect it. I respect it. No, most definitely.
So with wearing all the different hats, once you like got around and everything, is that like, how did it transition to you being like the A&R, like the head A&R for Blue Rock?
So by the way, I don't know about the head A&R. I just put A&R on that. We gonna
manifest things today. We
manifest it. Okay, you stressing me out. You stressing me out. No, but no, I mean, being a creative, you know, you come around people and things like that. As you know, people come around your circle and, you know, like your bubble that you consider, you know, like that you normally wouldn't expect. And along my creative way, I had the pleasure of like meeting different artists that were seeking different things from me. And I never really, you know, gave that any bother, because I'm like, I'm not really, you know, that person. Now, fast forward, I'm with Dame, and now people probably do get that perception, like, oh, you probably are, you know, that person, or you know a lot more things than you probably realistically do. And all I really stood on was like, I know marketing. Like, I know from online marketing to offline billboards, like old-fashioned marketing. I know all kinds of campaigns. I know what assets are needed. I know how to make them, think about them, whatever, right? And so if that is what you need, then let's go. Now, I have an artist, and he's considered to be my artist because I have him under a client relationship under my marketing company, based off those things that I know that are needed for somebody to market themselves. And along the way, he has helped me basically, like, you know, when I was working on the NFT with Dame, like, you know, during that time when he was opening his gallery initially, he gave me some things that he knew about for that marketplace, you know, and I basically took those tips and applied it to my project and my things like that. Now, he has songs, and he is, you know, the brother of another artist, and I kind of like, given his background, I voiced that to Dane because it was kind of close to his circle. So I voiced it to him, and I let that, you know, take its natural course that it needed to. And later on, I kind of like, you know, we came back around that conversation, and he kind of was like, you know, why don't you be like a, like, you know what an A&R is? Like, you know what A&Rs do? Like, why don't you just be that?
And this
like,
is the artist saying that, or the
that's Dame saying that. And when he said that, you know, he says things, and I find them as tests sometimes, because he's testing little things in you to see, like, if you're gonna take action, and if you're gonna, like, take yourself seriously. And I meditated on that, and I was like, I'm gonna take that seriously, because I have somebody right here that, you know what I mean, that I'm not gonna say that their fate is in my hands, but I'm gonna say, like, I'm working on something with them. And I feel like if that is in this realm, then I'm not gonna hinder anything. I'm gonna let everything happen how it needs to happen, and I'm just a pond or whatever, like a little, you know, liaison or whatever you want to call it. And if that's A&R, then I'm gonna act as that, and I'm acting as that for them. I'm not so acting as that for me, because I'm not getting no benefit from that unless they pop. So unless they go pop like Kanye or something like that, run around, you better turn into Kanye, I'd be saying, like. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got into that. I know it's long-winded, but it's about, you know, it's the creative way also how I got into that, and I respect it. I respect every second of it. So
with what you were saying with Dame, as far as like the tests and stuff, what if you had to say, like, a main thing that you, because he be dropping a lot of gems.
Yes. What you gotta catch him.
I don't know if one is enough. You could go, like, you could just say, like, 3 or 1 or whatever. What would be something that, like you try to, like, utilize for yourself, you know, that he said to you, or just said in general, that other people can use as well, if that makes sense?
Just be fearless. Like, don't be scared. Like, if you can think it, and if you're trying to, like, achieve something, and you're trying to, like, so he does the vision boards, and if he asks you in the room what your dream is, and you're like, you know, I want a house, and he's like, what kind of house? And you're not really saying that you want a mansion or 10 acres or whatever, or a nice car, and you're not saying that you want the Rolls Royce or the Lambo. He's going to bring that out of you, because he's going to be like, be realistic with yourself. And if you're not realistic with yourself, you're not really going to reach that threshold. You're going to only attain what you're really saying, which is those mediocre things. So, like, don't be scared, and say every fucking thing, and dream big as fuck, and envision yourself going to get that, like, every fucking step to get that. And I apply that for myself. I make everything like 5 steps or less. My ideal thing is like 3 steps. If it's 3 steps, I feel good. But if it's 5 steps, I'm like, damn, that's a little bit, all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all right, I'll do it. And it goes on my little, like, you know, unmotivated list or whatever. But for the most part, yeah, don't be scared. Like, just do whatever the fuck. And if you're trying to live free and things like that, then be that. Like, don't try to do that. Like, just be it. You know what I mean? Just, like, right now. You know what I mean? Like, just activate into that. And I reactivate, like, a couple times a day sometimes, you know, just to, like, reset myself.
Those who might have not heard that concept. So
reactivating or resetting yourself is, for me, it's in different ways. I do meditation, and that resets my mind, and I look at my life from a bird's eye view. For other little exercises that I do, it's more so bringing me back to my original self. So doing things that I used to do when I felt like I was at my best. And whether that be like, even when I was a kid, watching like whatever cartoon, I'll snap that on if that's the closest thing I can do. Or I, you know, go to a fly place or whatever. It's really hard now because I'm always in fly places thanks to Dame. So it's hard now to go into other, you know, realms and reach into
you might
stuff.
Have to find you a little hood spot.
Man, I need to get other inspiration at this point. I was thinking like I need to jump out of an airplane at this point because it's not. I need to take other extremes. Like if I wasn't impressed then, I am not the same now for sure. Drawn out answers and shit.
No, that's good. Like
right.
I feel like people need to hear those. Like,
cool.
Like, I don't like it to be like super short or like sometimes like you could tell when it's too long. Yeah. That's why like my first couple interviews, the artist brought one artist brought a bottle of champagne for me, and we drank the whole thing.
Oh my god.
And then the other artist, I forgot that he can drink. So it turned into Drink Champs.
How long? Oh, shit.
He brought a bottle of Casamigos.
Oh, shit.
And I looked at the end of the video, and I was like...
How long was it?
Well, it wasn't even necessarily how long the video was.
It was messy?
Yeah, towards the end, the liquor started to kick in for me, especially. Because I'm not, like... I can drink, but just drinking Casamigos straight, like... And I'm just like, yeah, I can hang. Nah. So I'm trying to decide which episode when I start releasing them I'm gonna do first. And they weren't as professional as they are now or whatever. I just had the tripod, so
okay, I respect
I'm like,
it.
This might be episode 3. I really want it to be 1, but I don't want to like make it look like really good and
good
go
then
backwards.
Yeah,
so
it gotta be
I want to build up to it.
It gotta be drink first.
But yeah, so I definitely like the first episode was somebody who was more so like a rapper and everything like that. And they actually, after they were like, we gotta do this interview. They had me doing their music. They had me shooting their music videos. And they were just like, kind of like the same way as Damn Near from the East Coast. And he was just like, we gotta do it. And then, like, I understand why now, because we were supposed to go to South by Southwest. He went back home to, like, you know, make some money while he was out there. Like, he ended up getting arrested, and he's locked up right now. So, love you, Jungle. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy.
Oh, man. Free him. Okay.
Yeah, he's locked up right now, so we didn't get to really get a lot of the stuff that we wanted to get done. But, you know, we still have these classic moments and stuff like that. So, but it really just taught me just do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel that.
Shout out to Nike, I guess. They're not endorsing this, but who is Go Joko Discipline?
Oh,
you know,
wow.
with the fire.
This is a close up.
With the fire energy drinks, yes, and it's actually good. I do drink it. I'm not drinking it now because I'm already wired and jittery, and I'm drinking this shit right here.
This shit says real energy, sugar free / keto.
This is double black tea, and then some champagne with blueberries in it.
I like the text. Like, they went straight with the Army.
And this is just
vibe.
one flavor. They sent me like 3 different cases just because I said I love it and whatever. I just thought they were gonna send me like a couple cans. I'm like, oh,
And they hooked your ass up. Okay, nice.
we gonna promote y'all. Then,
Shout out to them. So that's your sponsor.
Like that's my new sponsor.
That's your
That's who's sponsoring this video.
Yes.
You feel me? Keeping my energy levels
Shout out to
up.
them.
I've been up kind of early, so. But so going back into like Blue Rock and everything, like, do you want to can you tell us anything about it? Is it just a label, music label, or is it like also like, what's the difference between Poppington and Blue Rock?
Okay, so Poppington is a clothing line.
Okay.
And that's all of what all of the clothes the brands were under.
Is that CEO too?
CEO is under that. So
stuff.
it's poppington.com.
Okay.
And then you have Poppington University and, Dame Dash Studios with the DTV collaboration line, the CEO line. The CEO is like, it goes down to the socks. We have the Baby Dusco. Like, it's a bunch of different lines under there. Like the OSG, the Commission, the Blue Rock merch is under there. It's all under the Poppington right now. And so the Blue Rock is a independent label, and it has distribution. Like, it allows you to distribute your tracks, your projects, and things like that, and actually get a payout from it, like an independent artist. And it's up to you to market yourself like an independent person would, and it really all depends on the creative and how their audience is viewing them and things like that. So it's an
Sorry,
independent.
Distro Kid, I might have to switch on y'all. You know
Hey, she with us now. I mean, I was wondering when you was gonna talk to me about that, or was you talking to Nicolette? I'm like, what's good with her?
I don't know anything about nothing.
I'm gonna have to hook you up. I have to send you something.
Yeah, because I'm with Distro Kid. I can't get nobody on the phone. The most I could get is an email. I don't like, and it's no disrespect to them or nothing like that. Like, they performed, they've offered a great platform for me thus far.
Nice.
But for what I'm trying to do, it's kind of like I need to have a personal, somebody, hey, I'm having this issue, or I gotta talk. I'm a very like I gotta be able to communicate with somebody. So
I feel you.
So, you know what?
Me and Nicolette gonna get you right.
Yeah,
we're gonna get you right.
It over.
Nicolette, you heard she already over here. So has Nicolette came in here and had a...
Nah, you're the first person.
I'm the first one from the camp? Okay, I feel honored. She was just asking me right now, too. Like, what was I up to? Like, what you doing over there? I'm going to
get her next time. I might have to get both of you guys in or something, do a double.
Yeah, you're going to have to get us in here and, do our thing. Do our thing in here. I love this.
Because the last person I had was...
this is a cozy corner vibe.
It is kind of cozy in here, especially with the AC being off. Tell the building owner to fix my AC. I'm tired of playing with y'all. Love y'all. But not for real though. I'm dead serious. We keep it a little real here. Good vibes to show. You know the vibes. But so the whole film is a whole different entity then too.
Of course. It's Dame Dash Studios.
So that's Dame Dash Studios. And you guys got the art and the NFTs. So are the
that's
art
Dash
and the
NFT Gallery.
So are the art gallery and the NFTs separate too?
The art, I'm not sure. Now, what are you referring to as art? Like the physical art that's in there?
Arts.
So those are like various artists that come in and do their thing. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of that is not a lot of that, but some of that is L Boogie's.
Shout out L Boogie.
Shout out to L Boogie. Man, talk about somebody that's creative. The other art is just, I wasn't there for that other art to be made, but I, was asking her. But some of them, I for sure recognize some of the work, or maybe it's, But like I said, it's a lot of different artists. Either way, an artist painted that, and they're there in Dame Dash Studios, and it's called the gallery.
They come there and paint it. They don't just...
Yeah, they can do that too. They be doing that too.
Oh, wow.
I've seen that happen too, for sure.
So,
for sure.
As far as Blue Rock, so let's say there's gonna be like, I have like a lot of different like upcoming indie. I have a lot of upcoming indie artists and stuff like that, especially just for my studio and stuff, because I more so specialize. I feel like so my overall umbrella for mine is called Plug Music Entertainment.
Okay.
And Plug is an acronym for Positive Leadership for Underground Giants. So
I like that.
I really try to focus more so on people when they come up, you know, like comparing to like I could reach out to, you know, somebody who's got, you know, 100,000 monthly listeners and 1 million followers on Instagram and TikTok, and I could just be reaching out to that target audience. But I'm like, well, what about the people who, you know, like are really talented but that don't have, you know, all of the resources and stuff?
Exactly.
Because
There's
that's
a lot
where the
out
real
there.
talent is. I love talent, like, but
Yes.
I also like drive too.
Yes.
So
yes. That's one thing that I try to get across is I'm looking for that drive. Like, I'm looking for that machine that you're building around you. And I'm not looking for artists. Don't get that wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not out here scouting and I'm in the back of bars and stuff like that. Like, I'm not that kind of girl. But I'm definitely, like, if somebody approaches me, I take a look. And if they got a machine around them, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, you know, like, damn, I cannot, like, you know, like, pass this person up or whatever. But if I look at them and they don't got a machine, but there could be a machine or something like that, you know, they could transform and stuff.
So I know for sure I could name a few people right now, but I'm not even gonna do that. I just want them to see this and take this and then take the steps first before I honestly, like, if you're watching this and you're like, you know, one of those people that, and this part especially is speaking to you, I want you to, before just reaching out to her, to like be like, oh yeah, check out my music, you know, I got bars, or I got vocals, or whatever it might be, or I make fire beats. Figure out like this next part, which is my next question for her. So what are the things that you would look for if it was like top 3 or top 5 things that you're going to be looking for, as far as like, okay, you see that this person is doing X, Y, and Z on their, like, whether it be social media or their Spotify or YouTube, like, what are the things that you look for? Y'all take notes, because I don't want her hitting me up like, yeah, they just was sending me everything. Nope, don't put me in it.
Look, listen, even the things that I say, those are just things that I'm finding appealing and things like that, and I'm you know, it's putting a light bulb in my head. Those are not the things that, you know, they're probably looking over at Sony or whatever those positions are. But I see people's drive, and I see energy, and I see the effort. So when I see that you're putting out graphics and you're putting out little like previews of your songs, and you're making music videos, like you're actually putting concepts on music videos, or the music videos crispy. Like a lot of these like rappers that are like up and coming, they're out there with the little red, you know, like, or the little, like, they're really out there for real with the black magic, you know, they're really out there with the little, and I respect it. And so when I see that, I'm like, okay, I know that's something, you know what I mean? That's the black magic. That's something like that. And I ask questions like, do you own this beat? I try to get into those little, you know, those little pinpoints, because so I get answers like, no, this is just a cover I did for somebody's song that I heard on YouTube. So I get pointed into like other directions, and I'm like, oh, I found this other person, you know, like this other person's kind of hot, but I wouldn't know it because he's in another country, and this person's in, look like a spam page, but they hit me, and you know, so I'm open. I have my ears open, but I'm only looking for those kind of things. And those kind of things, like I said, it's not going to make you get a record deal from me. I'm not giving out record deals and stuff like that. But it'll give us a collaborative conversation, and it'll give you, I know a lot of people aren't thinking in that way, like, because you just want to rap. Like, Dame says all the time, like, don't expect a rapper or a creative or an artist to do administrative work. They're not going to go out and scout and do all kinds of stuff and be on the phone and do all this stuff. They're trying to be creative. So I don't hold that to them, but I do hold the energy, you know, and I want to see the drive there.
So, like, as far as energy, you just mean kind of more so, like, you know, like you want to feel them when you, like, go to their page or go watch a YouTube video or music video, or you hear their music, you feel their energy through it, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And the big old scope of it too, like, they put the effort to put together their YouTube page. They put the cover thing up there. They made their bio and their social media. They're engaging with their people that's engaging with them. They're putting stories up. They got the little highlights. Even if they don't got that should look clean or whatever. You know, they got a good following and, you know, a good follow ratio or whatever. But when I look at it and, you know, I can look past buying views and stuff like that and buying likes and follows and stuff. When I look at things, I can tell if you're putting your best foot forward with things. And
so you're giving the E for effort.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I'm not judging anybody's music or anything like that. I'm not here for that. I'm not that person, you know, like, but I'm a creative, and I can tell if you're creating or not. So
Gotcha.
Yep.
Let me look at my list. I haven't looked down this whole time.
No, for sure.
What was your day like today? What'd you do?
Honestly, I just chilled. I wasn't in no rush to do nothing. I just spent my day with somebody very special to me that I've known like for like 25 years. So
Oh, wow.
we just did a bunch of things. And
She's 26, by the way.
yeah, I'm 26. Yeah, we met. Yeah, a year after I was born. Yep. So yeah, definitely. I just chilled. I literally just enjoyed being me all day.
So you grew up in Ontario? Did I say it right?
Ventura.
Was there anybody there that like inspired you growing up there? Like, just like, it could be anybody.
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I was raised by like the biggest inspiration. Like my dad, he's like 6'6", and when we went around growing up, like, you know, elementary basketball games, whatever, you know, I played sports. He like owned every setting that we were in. It was almost like being with like, you know, like a local celebrity, and he was very respected. And it got to the point to where I could be somewhere by myself, and elders or whoever could just look at me and know that, you know, I'm his daughter. And I even got respect in rooms that I didn't get that pointed out in, and heard about it later and stuff like that. So that, to me, like, was the biggest like inspiration. Like, I don't ever want to, you know, like make that look any flimsy. Like, I have a good like family legacy. Like, even to go deeper in that community, like my grandmother owned like the only black salon there, and
Oh, wow.
it got sold to whoever was owning it now, and then it got refurbished again. Like, it looked new now, but it was like the same name like all through my life, and I kind of knew this little like hidden secret, you know. And you know, I love the little roots that I have and stuff like that. So I thought that was the biggest inspiration for me, just knowing like this little area, like, this is my home, this is chill, like, this is, you know, familiar.
That's good. Let's see. Is there anybody currently that you like look up to, or I don't like to use the word idolize, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is there anybody that you're like, okay, this is kind of the direction or where I'm, because you're around a lot of like amazing people. So.
I am. I'm around a lot of people that aren't scared. So honestly, there's nobody in particular, but there's a lot of that fearless energy floating around, and I'm trying to grab on to that. So
I love that. And where'd you get the name Kashley? Like, did that come from somebody specifically?
So, before I answer that, what is it so hard to believe that my name would be Kashley or something? That my parents would name me Kashley?
And that could be the answer.
Oh, okay. No, I mean, no, that's not the answer, but I reinvented myself a couple times, and a part of that was changing the name. When it get that drastic, where I gotta change my name to feel like I'm new, you know, to feel like I'm like, okay, I'm good, like, whatever, like, I need to just dead that, you know, whatever, I don't even care what I did back then, I'm not even bringing it up moving forward. I had to, like, go through some kind of, like, you know, real tough time. So I went through a tough time, and I already was using, like, this persona name. I was going by Ashley Banks, and my real name is Ashley. I have no problem saying that, but when I'm acting professional or in my little, like, you know, world in that way, I just wanted there, like, you meet a lot of people that are, like, very temporary, and, like, you don't know how long somebody's gonna stay around or even be acquainted with you, or even if it's the right person, you know what I mean? You're in rooms with, like, mixed company a lot, especially other creative, you know, all that. So yeah, I'm like thinking of another name to go as the, you know, this person, or, you know, the creative lifestyle, whatever. And I just wanted to play on of my real name, and so I added just a K to the beginning of it.
I was like, that shit's fire.
I try to deter it away from, like, you thinking I'm talking about money, you know, because it's with a K, but I guess you can get that. And it does look like I'm about money, so.
Nah, and I like that, because it's like females don't really have, like, cool names sometimes, like, especially in the behind the scenes and stuff like that. Of course, an artist is like, you know, I'm so and so, I'm so and so, or whatever, but.
Yeah, they got the tight names.
Yeah. Like, it was funny because I was literally just talking to one of my best friends earlier, and I was like, we came up with a new nickname for me, and I was like Billie Holiday, but talking about money.
Okay.
And then he's like, nah, Trilly Holiday. I was like, yeah, that's it.
I like that. Wait, you don't got your grill in. What the fuck? I feel like I'm not talking to the real person. You look like you.
You know, I wanted to show the pearly whites or whatever color these is.
I feel you. No, I love the pearly whites. But that's what made me right now. Like you were saying, trill. I'm like, what the fuck? Where the grill at then? Like, what? No.
You know, we stuck in the you know, the fact that, you know, I could take it off, and then they still like.
They still nice.
Still shining.
They still nice. Yes.
I'm not hiding nothing.
True.
And then let's see, do I have any? Oh, there's a second page. What?
You have a lot of questions.
All right. I'm gonna bypass one of the questions you got saved because someone's here.
You could ask it. I don't mind that.
All right. Celebrity crushes.
Oh, that's easy.
But it could be, it don't gotta be from this time era, and it could be somebody who's dead.
Oh shit, that's still easy.
Okay.
I don't have a celebrity crush. I was never that girl that like, oh my god, Chris Brown is fine, right?
So not Tupac.
I just can't.
Not nobody.
Not even Tupac. Now, Tupac, if I...
Oh, you got, I said that and didn't even
I got him on my shirt. No, Pac, like, if he, I knew, like, I gotta be honest, like, I watched footage of him, but there's a lot out there. Like, there's a lot of shit out there of Pac. Like, you gotta think about how long and how, like, hungry people have been. So there's, like, and the internet wasn't around. Like, there's just so many things that go into that, and conspiracy, like, there's just so many things pieced together. So I only watch, like, main things, right? But I'm like a persona type of person. Like, I like demeanor. I go off vibes and demeanor. Like, more so demeanor than vibes. Like, people can have cool vibes all the time, but if
It's
your
like an
demeanor's not
in-person.
sexy or fly or nothing like that, like, I don't like it. So when I look at these celebrities, I can't tell if they were the lame of their town or whatever, or if they were the fucking losers. Like, I don't give a fuck. But I like, I like real shit, and I can't tell when they're jumping around and they got their advances and shit. Hell yeah, no. They got their advances and shit and all their niggas around.
Yeah,
no.
not the advances.
You can't tell. You can't tell which one.
So one question I always try to ask is, like, I think you kind of mentioned that. I was gonna say, how do you stay motivated? But I think you kind of went over that with the meditation and the recharging. So you got a particular style and everything like that. Can you kind of like go over your like typical everyday attire? She's swaggy.
I'm swaggy. Honestly, I'm a lazy swaggy. Only because, like, alright, I'm the only girl, and I grew up with one brother, right? But then, like, at the age of 10, I had another brother. So I didn't have, like, a lot of, like, everyday feminine energy. Like, my mom was still, like, the 80s, like, the button-up pants and the Reeboks and, the, like, crew necks and stuff like that. That was still the vibe. So, like, if I'm over here playing basketball and I like Jordans and sweats and things like that, it's hard for me to deter from that even to this day. Like, I'm not changing any, like, kind of, like, pieces that I have. I go for the same kind of comfort. And now it's the style. People are paying $100 for sweats and stuff like that. But I respect it too. I go pay whatever the fuck, because I like whatever. But I know, like, I just dress for comfortability. I don't really, like, I don't pay attention anymore. I used to, like, for a little short period of time, like in high school, but not no more. That was a long time ago.
Alright. And then lastly,
let's go.
One piece of advice for upcoming artists or entrepreneur or whatever.
Plan your shit exactly how you picture it. Do not miss no steps, and make that shit as simple as if you're gonna explain that to a kindergartner. And if you can't, then it's too difficult, even for you. So that's
and
advice.
then this is also for you.
What?
Because I know you like to smoke.
I love to roll up. I needed one. I didn't have one of these.
I was supposed to get merch made today, and it was his daughter's graduation, so he was like, I gotta bring it tomorrow.
So I missed out. But no, you could bring it to the cozy. We can get that on camera on the cozy. I love this though. What? Appreciate that. And honestly, I needed one of these. I be rolling up on my laptop.
Oh yeah,
and then,
that's no good.
And then when Dame's like, can you pull up the? I'm like, all right. And then it's like ashes, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Like, and then I'm like, oh wait, we're inside. I'm like, all right, sorry. He's like, that's a stoner. This is a stoner gift. I like that. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you for coming.
Thank
once
you.
again on Mighty Streams. How can they reach you on Instagram or whatever, like email or Instagram, whatever you prefer?
My Instagram is tight to death. And if you are an artist and you want to send some links, don't tell me to go look up nothing. I'm not going to look up anything. If you want me to go work for you, I'm not going to do that. But you can send me some links.
Hello.
At Kashley at officialbluerock.com. Yes, that's the real email. And it's on my contact tab on Instagram. So, thank you. I appreciate you, Money.
Of course. Once again, this is Good Vibes, the show.
Yes.
If the vibes weren't good, you weren't here, you was down the street somewhere at the other little spot, Bad Vibe Studios, whatever they want to call it.
Bad Vibe Studios, yes.
We might have to open that up just to have contrast.
Just so people can choose their side.
Yeah, we're here for everybody.
We can observe who's choosing.
But Alright, I'm out. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe, like, comment, all that, whatever they be saying on the YouTubes and stuff like that. Y'all know
all
what
of
to do.
that.
Follow, all of that. Bye.
Bye.